Hello everyone, welcome to this week's live Q&A. Today I have a few spicy updates for everyone, and we're also going to answer questions from premium members again. And if you're watching live, I always try to catch as many questions as I can in the comments as well. Let me know who's watching, and let's jump right into the scandal. Okay, hi Gio, good morning. Congrats to Gio. She participated in the traffic challenge and she got sales to her new school membership, and she was so kind to share with the community what's been working. So, model participant, thank you so much for always adding value. Hi Simone, hi Ryan. Ryan, you might find this interesting what I did. I would love to actually hear your opinion on it. Okay, so what happened is that I yesterday went a little bit rogue, and in my free school community, the school resource hub, I went ahead and I deleted all posts but mine, and I'm actually going to go in and even delete some of my posts again. And it was really time to make a spring clean in here, and I'm going to change how I'm running this free group. So the whole intention of that free group was always to just offer people a place where they can find all of my content about school in an organized way, right? Because on YouTube, I'm multi-passionate. I love to talk about personal growth, mindset, school, AI now, right? So I'm like a little bit all over the place, and that's okay because I want to have this, true full portal into this is my world, these are my interests, here's where you can learn and grow and think with me. And there's a lot of videos that are specifically about school in no specific order, right? Because as I see people have these questions, I make a video about it and then it lives there. So what I set out to do was to organize all of these videos in a logical order in one hub where I can also give people more free resources, because I know, Grow with Evelyn is only $33 a month on the standard tier. But for some people, that still might be a stretch if they're new to school, if they just want to figure things out. So for me, it's cool if they just find all of those free content in one place. And I also love to use it to basically be indexed into search engines and especially AI search engines as well. So it does also function as a funnel into Grow with Evelyn for the people that want it. Right. So that was always the vision, and that's also what I communicated. And now I've added this one sentence to make it ultra clear. This is a resource much traditional community, because what I never wanted to do here was to cannibalize what we're doing in Grow with Evelyn, which is to have, the community actually as one of the core value elements, which I also want to keep reinforcing in the future, right? That the community is the main value proposition, and all of the courses and materials and things we do, they are created, born from that work and the questions around it, and they supplement it. Now, if I have a second free community, especially because I'm only low ticket, right? So if I have a free community and it's an actual community because it funnels into my high ticket, it's a different story, right? But my main goal is to have a low ticket community first business model. So opening up another community, right, just cannibalizes that purpose as well, because that's the main argument. And I started to open it, and people were coming in and they started to post in the community, and I didn't mind it because I was like, okay, this then is a free space. It's less moderated by me, but people can still help each other out, right? So let me create that space. But of course, and I should have known that because I also advocate for auto instant approval. So that, and I still argument for that, because if we don't have the instant approval, we're losing the majority of our leads, especially the ones that are not on school, right? Because a lot of people, they come, they don't get the instant approval. Then even if we approve them, they get an email later, but they might never come back to school again, right? So it's like we have this huge downside of not using instant approval. And then we also have a little downside to using it, which is, spammers, etc., coming in. But I want to say that I had less a spam problem, although there were spammers, etc., in there, but they're relatively easy to catch. What I had the most problem with is, people just pitching so blatantly and fishing for clients and really making this an unsafe, not enjoyable experience, right? So there is a difference between writing a wins post in Grow with Evelyn and also through that making people, and I don't want to call anyone specifically out, but there's people in here that do things very complementary to what I do. same target audience, they implement, they share their wins in a way that is respectful of my space, and it actually helps the community. And then naturally, people go to their profiles, they see their communities, they're like, oh, this is in alignment with what I want to do. Let me get this membership as well. I have no problem whatsoever with that. In fact, I actually love when members find each other in my community. But it has to be respectful of the space and actually valuable. And what makes something not valuable is when it's completely out of context, right? So people pitching things that don't even have something to do with school, or that are fully in the high ticket space, which I just don't advocate for the most people. And it's just these random fishing for client posts that I was like, okay, I'm so sick of this. And yesterday I did gift like the full launch challenge that we have in Grow with Evelyn completely for free in here. I made it paid. Now let me actually show it to you first like this and then show it as a member. So I gifted the whole challenge with the support under the posts for people. And the problem is like 90% of people didn't even see those posts. They heard, okay, this is going on, but they completely missed it because all of that noise from all of the people that just wanted to use this free community to pitch themselves was completely drowning it out. So it since is, like I announced, moved to Grow with Evelyn, right? So now it's in here. But it was like, am I really going to do this? Because if I'm making that effort and putting this type of material for free in front of people, I at least want them to have something from it. So yesterday I kind of blacked out a little bit. And you can see this got a ton of support actually, because I made a little rant and I was explaining I am sick of all the wins posts that are just disguised self-promo. Again, I even advocate you join other communities and you are a valuable member because it will get you members, but there's a way to do it. And the way to do it is to be mindful and respectful of the space and to contribute actual value. And no, it's not actual value if you're like, I made $3,000 with a Faceless AI YouTube channel. Here's exactly how you do it. No, this is not value. You have to be conscious of the space, of the shared goals, of who is the community owner, of what questions people actually ask. That's how you contribute. And if this space is not related to the topic that you do, then be there as a genuine member and enjoy the space, or connect in spaces that have your actual ideal clients and be an actual valuable member there. And if that's not there, then you need to start a YouTube channel or run ads. That's it, right? So you cannot go in to someone else's party and poop on their table. It's respectless. It's so crazy that people think that this works. And if you would put that same effort into something actually valuable, ethical, I believe you would get clients. But why are you doing this? And somebody must be teaching this, because I see the same type of formats coming in and again. And either, somebody's teaching you bullcrap or you just don't know how to execute. But turn on your brain and your heart and think about how you show up as a normal social creature, because just because it's online, it's not different. If you'd be ashamed doing it in person, then you should be ashamed doing it online. Okay, I'm ranting again. Okay, so I told them I'm sick of this. The post had nothing to do with school. It's blatant phishing for clients. There's spam. And yes, you are also a spammer if you actually don't contribute value and you just copy paste your post all over the place. And then the people that actually need help, they cannot find anything in here. So what I did was I deleted all the posts. I changed all of the categories. So I need to stop viewing it as a member. And I changed all of the categories in a way that only I can post, which is under plugins, no categories. There you go. Deleted a bunch of categories, just put them into general because I was deleting them anyways. And then all of the things is just admin right now with the permission. And so what I'm going to do is just have one post for questions, right? With the expectation of this is a free community. I might need longer to answer it, or I might answer it in a video that is relevant for everyone. A connection post where when you just started your community, help each other out, be each other's first members. And then maybe something like a link swap, whatever, right? So really making those posts valuable, but also having eagle eye, my team members on it, so that anybody who comes in then and is, so I think this will erase like 90% of these, what are your goals for today? And then I follow up with you in the DM and I'm like, hey girl, no. Okay, I think this will erase 90% of that. And the things that are still happening, we can catch them faster because there's less surface to scan. So that's what I'm going to do. And I think this was really so. This is a public community, by the way. If you want to follow the discussion here, I think it's very interesting. Like, most people massively celebrated this move, and then there were a couple of people that were like, well, if you have a free community and not enough admins, what do you expect? But again, you need to understand the context of my business. I don't have a free community to funnel people into a high ticket. I have a main community that's a low ticket. That's my main business. And I just wanted to provide a space to properly host my videos, be indexed, and create value for people that are not in a position to join my other membership yet. My goal was never to make a free community. But if I make one, I'm for sure not making one for spammers. And I'm for sure not going to hire more people to supervise those spammers. Like, that is insanity, in my opinion. And so, yeah, this is why I did this. Again, nothing actually changes of what I recommend here in how you're moving people from free or freemium to paid. This does not change. I just change the structure here in the community for how people can share things, so they can actually only post in dedicated spaces the exact things that I want, right? And maybe this will change again. Maybe I might actually need to turn this freemium community into a paid community. But then again, there's then just two communities with a little bit of redundancy, so it actually doesn't make sense. For me, this is the perfect space. For you, if you're starting out, if you maybe just went for the launch challenge, still good to say freemium, right, and develop it into a paid group. As soon as you're paid, and you'll also see people commented on this, as soon as you're paid, the people that are trying to take advantage of the space, they basically leave the party almost immediately. Okay, so now let me see what you guys think about that in the comments. Oh, they're teaching it. Okay, Ryan has the sauce. I love it. Let me see. I could see the free community being the comments and a separate category for just posts for premium members. I like this. This is actually a smart idea to have posts as a premium member. But honestly, what I then think is, like, for example, Ryan, I would see posts as collaboration partners, right? So I rather hand select the people where I'm like, I'm cool referring this person, right? Like Andrew Kirby as well, or Jamie Heinrichs with the AI filmmaking. I'm like, then I'd rather go into a strategic partnership and actually promote someone in the community and refer to their community, rather than just, again, opening something up for people where I'm like, I don't know their intentions, right? And maybe they're just beginners and they don't know better. So I don't want to judge your heart, right? But I have to judge by what I see. So I think I like the idea. But it's just, for my space, I'd rather think then I work with selected collaboration partners. The communities live in the comments, so I don't see any issue, because you can facilitate the conversation and you're just changing the behavior of the members, how they interact. Give it some time. Yeah, I love that. Thank you for sharing. Okay, please send me who's teaching that. I want to know. Like, Sam and I have some conversations about the spammers, etc. as well, and I'm so grateful that they're cranking down and really making sure that the quality communities will be able to rise. So this will be such an interesting year. I think a lot of these things will naturally be fixed through Skool taking really the spammer issue very, very seriously. And if you watched Skool News yesterday, which I recommend if you're a Skool community owner and you're serious about building, always watch Skool News. If you watched it, you can see that they already started working on it, and there's so many things they can do in the background, right, that just make it more seamless for us. So I'm very excited about the platform tackling it. And then also the discovery will lead to quality community surging. Right now, it's more like engagement hacking, really, that communities get to the top. And I think with how discovery will be shaped throughout the year, again, like, a lot of these behaviors will disappear just because they're not rewarded anymore. So, or some are rewarded, I want to say, like the engagement hacking, and some are simply not punished. So I think the platform is. Okay, 1 second. It looks like my mic got unplugged. Let me just see if you can still hear me. I think I might need a new mic. This actually has been giving me so many issues. Can you guys hear me? Can you just give me a quick thumbs up if you can? Okay, let me see what's going on here. Hello. Good morning. Gio's example reminds me that I have 55% trial conversion rate currently thanks to the traffic challenge. I tried trial to my community twice before and they both failed. Bravo. That's very significant trial conversion rate. I really, really love that. It's higher than mine. I'm right now between, or actually, let me check where it's at. It's a very good trial conversion rate. So very interesting as well. So this is, and now my plan here is, I already made changes to the classroom, right? So remember, this community is public view. So what I will do actually is I'm going to run retargeting ads to all my warm audience to these offers and say, hey, buy this for $37 or get it for free inside of Growth Evelyn. So I'm going to use this as a storefront with my ads for retargeting, which also then promotes the free space. And then in here, I'll just have like these few selected posts. So that's my plan for the free community. And that overhaul, I'm going to document in the next round of the traffic challenge because it just finished. And then I wanted to show you the trial conversion rate. So I had changed my about page to this new offer, like I called it the trial maxer, the traffic challenge plus the school launch challenge in one pack. People did not like it. So it works better on my ads to promote the traffic challenge separately, the branding bundle separately, and the launch challenge separately. So this is a really important strategic shift if you're running ads to your school community. I am not running ads to my school community, but I am running ads to my school community. So the ads land on this page, but what I'm actually advertising are the different things inside the membership, right? So it's like a different way of thinking. Instead of saying, join Growth Evelyn, you learn X, Y, Z. I say, hey, join the traffic challenge. You get it for free inside of Growth Evelyn. So that might be interesting for you to know. And I changed the about page to this bundle and then see what happened to my conversion rate. It was like, this was my conversion rate. I changed it all the way down. So I quickly changed it back. And I know that we need more data, but 500 visitors is a little bit of data. So I changed it back and the conversion rate went way back up again. And then here on the trial conversion rate, yeah, so it was the best in November with 38. It dipped a little bit in December and now it's going up again. So it's 36% trial conversion rate right now. So 50% trial conversion rate is actually insane. It means that what you're communicating on the about page and in the ads is very aligned with what they're actually finding in the community. So, and that the community is not overwhelming, that it's actually what they've been looking for. So very, very good work here, Nikki. Really good. Yeah, I want to know. Give me the sauce, guys. I want to know everyone who's teaching this. No pooping on a video. I'm so sorry. I'm super being so unhinged. Didn't know I needed to learn this lesson, but I love the analogy. Sorry. Yeah, honestly, it's so weird. I feel like what is the name called of the snake that bites its own tail, that's eating itself? I feel like it's exactly that. Good morning. Hello. Yeah, me neither. Honestly, sometimes I feel like about shaming them publicly more, but it's just not funneling the energy in the right place. So, hello. Go a little bit back to the beginning of the life. It's a full-on story. On school. Is this Jessie? Can't tell from the picture. Always watch school news, so much value. Yes, 100%. How does it work with school discovery, though? Wouldn't it hurt the ranking? Honestly, I'm not too concerned about this in school discovery. Because again, like a lot of people are coming just from my YouTube and coming also because of this being indexed, right? So when I stop viewing it as a member, I mean, I will document how it affects the school discovery. It's currently on 148 in the discovery. And if I look at the metrics, the daily, yesterday was high because I was like, no more BS, guys. The daily activities, yeah, they're somewhat decent. They're for sure not as high as in Growth Evelyn, but they're somewhat decent. But I asked Sam, and Sam said that every daily activity is like an activity. So it's the same amount of activity if you have a post versus if you have a comment versus if you have a like. So I think that potentially by streamlining how people get value out of the community, I actually might be able to increase my daily activities. So I don't think, and this is my speculation, right? That's the question I asked. So I'm not this deep into the discovery ranking, but some of the things that people are saying, like, oh, if you make a post and it doesn't get likes, that's hurting your ranking. I don't think that. I don't think it's that elaborate. Like, from the things that I've heard, like, I would have caught some of that and I didn't. So I think it's basically a combination of how many members are in the community versus how much activity is there. And then, of course, we have the artwork, the about page. So I think that those basic things are the most important. And then I really look forward to the traffic sources coming out to basically see how much traffic is actually coming from YouTube versus search versus school discovery in here. So I guess I will be very surprised to find out. And worst comes to it, I can always run ads to it. Because just like I can run ads to Grow with Evelyn in the offers inside of there, I can run ads to this, right? So, hey, free course, how to run ads to your school. And I think one of the things that I want to do in here is also use AI Notebook LM. If you have not seen it, it's like one of my best performing videos lately on the channel. I just might add some more tangible digital products based on the actual video content using Notebook LM. So, then I can just basically have school ads planner, right? Get it for free here in the community. And then I sent them to this classroom with a school ads planner that I synthesized from all of the trainings about running school ads. So there's a lot of things that I can do with ads where I think it would have insanely low cost. When I did run these ads, let me just see if I can, because it was then just growing so much organically that I turned the ads off. But let me pull up the ads for you. Okay, so maximum for this account. Traffic challenge. Because I also keep deleting campaigns because I have the ad limit in my account. I'm testing ad volume very aggressively because of Andromeda. This was for the Grind Scale Planner Challenge. Yeah, I deleted out the ads to the free community. But it was something around $1-ish. Let me see. I thought we had it in here. But that was just when I set it up. Yeah, it was really low cost. I'm so sorry I don't have the exact numbers before I deleted it. Maybe I would see it actually in the deleted campaigns. Oh yeah, there you go. Why did I not do this right away? It must be complete registration from the campaign objective. Too many campaigns. How did I name this? School growth free training. There you go. Yeah, it deleted everything out, so I can't even see it anymore. Sorry, but it was really low, so I would just be able to do this again if it really hurts my discovery. Will you use the classroom for option offer ads or still to the about page of the free community? So I think that it's better to actually, if you set the free community to public, I think it's a huge opportunity to just run the ads here to the about page. The only thing is people might forget to register, but still they will be, because I have the pixel set up, they will be in my retargeting audience, right? And then I can just retarget them basically from there. And what I want to do in here more is just comment letters where I give like a tangible free resource for them to sign up to my email list. But they need to do it manually. I don't want to zap them into my email list because of the list quality, right? So I will basically just make raise your hand posts. Like, for example, today I can synthesize the school ads planner, right? And then I can say, hey, I just made the school ads planner from my content. Who wants a copy? Let me know, raise your hand. And then everybody who raises their hand, right, I can send them and say, hey, you can sign up for the planner and it will be delivered here. It gets you on my email address where you can then receive my newsletter. So I will just work more with that, because that also helps me with the community engagement, but it also helps me get people on my list that actually want to be on my list. And again, that consent piece is so important. We can, of course, zap new community members in, but you have to make sure it's double opt-in certain parts of the world, right? And you also want to make sure like people know and want to be on your list. So I will work a lot with that for the email list and for the email address. And then I don't actually need them necessarily to join as a member. Some might still do it, and I can still run ads to the community as well. So if they're all in the same campaign, they basically support each other, right? So I can run ads to the community itself as an offer, and then I can run ads to the offers within the community where I just use the classroom URL. And then I can retarget everybody who has been on skool.com/make money and any of the sub URLs with the offers in here, and let them know, hey, buy this offer now or get it for free and grow with Evelyn. So that's the plan of how I want to do it in this community from the ads perspective. Yeah, but it's still brilliant. Good work. Good morning. Yes, it was so beautiful to see. So many members versus activities. So I think it would make sense to kick out members which haven't logged in for 6 months. What do you think? So I do think it does make sense to remove inactive members potentially because of that, but also because so I think it's a balance between having social proof, right, and also having that higher engagement for the ranking. So I think that's a balance that we need to strike. But I also think it's a mistake to potentially just optimize for the school algorithm, just like it's a mistake to optimize for the YouTube algorithm or for the Instagram algorithm, just because I think it's always like the first layer of all decisions we make needs to be what's a better member experience, right? And so I would at least like give people potentially a heads up that they'll be cleaned out from the community. I would also make sure I'm sharing my community vision well with them, so they can make an educated decision. And after a few warnings, somebody who does this really well is Doug Buckton. He, in his free community, he gave like a few warnings. Hey, if you're not, and I don't know actually if I got kicked out. I might have gotten kicked out. He gave like a few warnings, and then he removes people that don't engage from the community. So, but he does, I think, a good job, because he really gives you like those heads up and those opportunities to re-engage. I'm curious, if we want to recommend a challenge, should we be referring them to Grow with Evelyn or the school challenge itself? So what would be better is to actually send them to Grow with Evelyn, to the free trial, because you also, and actually what I can do is I can also check the affiliate function here for this. Yeah, so I can give an affiliate commission here for people who refer to people in the courses in the classroom, so that it's fair. But if you think about it from an affiliate strategy perspective for you, and also from a customer experience perspective, it's probably better to recommend joining Grow with Evelyn, because this is where they have the support and where you also have the recurring commission, because I'm giving 50% recurring commission on affiliate. So it might be a good idea to send them here and say, hey, this is where you can learn from Evelyn. I'm in her paid community. It's really, really good. By the way, if you see all of these here, don't buy them. She actually gives them for free in her paid community. right? So that way you can just make them aware, because I know not all people will read this and then buy here, but it's still a great way for me to self-liquidate some of my ad spend immediately. All right, so for you, I think it would be better to give them the big picture. If you feel like, oh, they just need to get to know Evelyn to see if it's a good fit, you can lead them here, but you can let them know I'm in the community and you get all of these things for free in the community as well. So it might be worth checking that out with the 7-day trial rather than purchasing something here. So it also gives you basically an option offer as well. Do you already see some results from the free community indexing, since you might have behind the scenes insights from Summit Analytics? I don't have it for the free community with the actual traffic sources, but I'm very excited to see when it's going to be rolled out. Good morning. Okay, I will check. Definitely thinking through removing the ability to post in my community now. I need to test it myself, right? I want to be transparent about that. But like, if you really think about hiring someone and all the time it takes to just go through the very obvious spammers and scammers, which in my community was even the smaller part, but then all of the people just pitching themselves and ruining the experience for everyone, I'm like, why should we spend our time like this? It just doesn't make sense. So yeah, I think it's worth considering. Thank you. But maybe let me be the guinea pig. Maybe I fall down in discovery or whatnot. We will see. All right, so now that we have a little bit of the sauce out of the way, let me actually get into some members' questions, okay? So, what do we have here? Nicola is the first one, and I'm going to make sure to timestamp her answer in Grove Evelyn. Okay, Kevin found it. Beautiful. Right, Nicola. Okay, now I just need to find where Nicola is in the community. Oh, she might just be in the alumni. Let me actually check. Yeah. Okay, Ruta is next. And I'm answering your question around the 32-minute mark. There you go. Okay, so Ruta's question is, my current situation is I'm working on launching my school. My desired situation is to get my first 40 members in my founders round. My question is, Evelyn, to review my about pitch and pricing tiers and give critical suggestions. Here is the link to my school. Very, very happy to do that and share my opinion here with you. Nika, yes, this is for the premium and VIP to submit a question, but everyone can watch. Sorry guys, I just need to share the plans level here. So this is also what happens when you structure your calls in the way that they're actually still valuable for members at all levels, right? It naturally creates the upgrade environment for people as well, because obviously they see some people are getting their questions answered, and then you create different value opportunities in one format, which I love to do. I love to double dip always. Okay, so build with Ruta. I like it. I like that you're focusing on your personal brand here. I hope your about pitch copy also taps into borrowed brand. Now, what I highly recommend is having your about page cover here. And I do recommend, if it's something so personal like build with Ruta, to also include a picture of yourself. Founding price ends with 40 members. Join now. Build and scale digital products with 4-hour workday led by 2 million digital founder. Okay, so it's clear. It's about digital products. Build with Fruit is a community for creators and experts building digital products without burning out. I've rebuilt my business more than once, from corporate software engineer to freelancer to coach to scaling $1 million business to becoming an author. And now, as a new mom, I'm building a business designed around a 4-hour workday using digital products, right? Because Build with Fruit exists to help you cut distractions, stop consuming, and start building. Okay, I like it. Inside, the focus is simple: build and pre-sell a clear digital product offer. I would assume, like, because we're scaling as well, build and pre-sell. I would just say digital product offers. Use Instagram and YouTube to validate demand and sell more. Use meta ads to amplify what's already working. Upsell into high-end one-to-one containers. Okay. Stop starting from zero every time you launch. Okay. You won't be inundated with constant content. The focus is on execution, clarity, and building profit within a 4-hour workday. The only thing is, like, whenever we're in a biz op container, just run it through Complyly once, just to make sure, nothing is flagged. So you can even do this with the free version. Just complyly.com, and then it gives you can scan a page here and get some feedback. So whenever we are like in a biz op container or in health, I would recommend doing that. Just to make sure, you're not making any income claims or something accidentally through your copy. All of this is clear. I do think it's a little high entry price for a founding members price. And of course, we need the artwork, the video, the proof on the page as well. Now, if I click join, I do have the standard and the premium. So your product launch challenge, build for the community. I personally would start with a lower founding members price and then work my way up. And for example, something like the meta ads can be that next level container, for example, right? So I think ultimately, if you have a format where you have the challenge as the first, then a higher premium, and then you have the VIP, I think it's better. This is a relatively high entry point, especially if you want to run ads to it as well. Of course, you can try it, right? So now it's basically because you don't have any members, you have a zero risk situation. So you can just run ads literally with this, validate the price point, and then if you get sales at this price point, with break even month 1, month 2, that price point is good to start. You can roll it out to your warm audience. If you shouldn't get any sales, you spend $200, there's nothing coming back, that the entry price point is too high. So what I would do is I would definitely go in and validate the price point with ads, and validate the about page with the ads as well. And again, what you can do is you can test running ads to the community and say join for founding members price, but you can also run ads to the challenge itself, right? So just like I do, I run ads to the challenge rather than to only grow with Evelyn. And so you can test both of those angles, but I would definitely validate with the cold ads first. But yeah, it looks attractive. The only thing here is the pricing. I'm not sure. And then weekly Q&A access. So I think that this would be for me 7 to start. And then this would be a 27. And then a discount on the 27, where it's like 50% off the 27 for the year. Yeah, marketing, access to premium courses. That's how I would lay it out. I would start with a lower entry point, would make a premium version of that with access to the Q&As, and then I would discount that annual as the VIP. But again, if you are confident about this price point as a founding members, there's nothing like testing it with cold traffic. I like starting below $10, because if it doesn't convert at $10, I know it was not the price, right? I know it was the offer. And again, think of the offer as in you're promoting the community, you're trying that as an offer, and you're promoting the digital product challenge in the community as your offer as well. Thank you, lovely. Perfect. That's always like a good idea to just do it in our field. And then you'll see, like, when you run it through, then in the beginning it will flag a few things, and then you're like, oh, that's so weird, but how can I say this? And then it's like, oh, there's no way to actually say this. And then you'll find the compliant way to say it. And now you start to like think like and I think your page is mostly compliant, like from what I noticed. There might be one or two things where you just need to have the substantiation or maybe reword it so it's not an implied earnings claim. But once you start to get like, oh, this is how you write compliant, you write very effective copy that basically says the same thing, but it's just like small nuances. So I always recommend this for everyone to just get into the habit, training yourself to do that. When you ask free questions for new members, do you have to ask their email address, or will it automatically have their email address once they pay? When they pay, you have their email address. When it's a free community, you won't. And so that's why in a free community, you can decide to ask for it. Now, what I'm thinking about doing is just taking the membership questions out completely, and in the free community, working with the comment letters to get people on the list that actually want to be on the list because they raised their hand, right? So it's like much closer awareness. And I would not ask free questions in I would only ask membership questions if you have like a specific goal, something you want to learn from that. But it can really create a lot of friction in that sign up process, and especially if you have, for example, a freemium, it just can really add to it. So be very mindful, very strategic about, do I actually need these questions? And if I need them, do I always need them? Awesome. Okay. I saw you don't have Notebook LM watermark when you download slides and infographics. On what plan are you? I can't figure out how high I need to upgrade to remove them. That's a good question. I'm pretty high on the Google plan in general because I use Gemini a lot for image generation for the school ads as well as for my own ads. I'll have to find it out for you, but I'm pretty high up on the plan. Because I also noticed, like with Nano Banana, you have to be up pretty high on the plan to get it removed. But again, I also think that people don't mind it as much as we might think. Okay, so next question we have, sorry, I just need to timestamp this, answered around 3 minutes. Now, who's next? Shari. I hope I said this correctly. Okay, and I will answer this question around the 43-minute mark. Okay. My current situation is that I have a freemium membership for chronically ill moms that I started in October. I have 180 members that I got from TikTok, and no one has upgraded. My desired situation is I would like to have a repeatable way to upgrade them to the $29 a month membership consistently. My problem is, you might have the penny gap issue here. My problem is that I'm in the DMs a lot and have conversations. I'm running a conversion call once a month. Going live on IG, posting content that shifts the mindset in the group, checking in on them, have a low ticket offer, but I'm not sure exactly what to do, or if I just need to build more trust. My question is, how would I help my audience, chronically ill moms who are low trusting, don't have much money, upgrade in the membership through the DMs, or would I better off having a free membership and only sell low ticket inside? Many, many good questions. I will answer them now. Let me just tag you. Okay, so I want to go through that experience like a member would. There's a plan for 8, 22, and 247. I think I'm on a 247 now. I'm so sorry. But it does make just sense for my business. Yeah. it's a significant difference. For me, it makes sense because I also need so many images. For you, it might not make sense, but then again, I think most people wouldn't mind the watermark. Yeah. Okay, so let's go through Bloom Beyond Diagnosis. I like it. A soft place to land when you're tired in a way no one understands. Okay, so here you see we already have like a lot of questions here. Yeah, okay, my love. So I think the first thing for you to do is to really build out your conversion pathway. So when you're here in the School Launch Challenge, leads and conversions, there's a way for us to structure when people are coming in, where we're moving actually to, we're reducing the membership questions, right? Strategically, we have the auto approval turned on. And again, I know, right, because I've just gone through this, that this will sometimes get people in that we need to take out quickly, but that's why we want to pay more attention to the community every single day anyways, especially also when people come in. Now we have a hobby plan here. This means that, oh, we might actually not be able to instantly approve on the hobby plan. I'm so sorry. Let me just quickly double check. Yes, instant approval is pro. Okay, so you need to be actually, to make this work, be in there quite a bit and see to approve as quickly as possible, and then follow up with a personalized message guiding me to the tiers. Now I would love to see the offerings in the classroom, but it's not public, right? My membership is pending. A lot of what happens here, love, is people request to join. They're not instantly approved. So they are going off doing something else. And then once they get approved, they get an email, but you know how our inboxes look like, right? So they might never find their way back to Skool, especially if they're not using Skool anyway. So that's a huge problem for a lot of free communities that have offers where most of their customers are not by default on Skool yet, right? So people request to join and then they fall off, they never come back. And the ones that do, they will be directly led back into the membership. So like you said, you have to follow up with them on the DMs and make them aware of the offerings that are in there. So I think what this means is we really need to look at all of the different pieces of your funnel. We have 195 members, right? With 195 members, if you think like a good conversion rate for a community is starts around 3%, right? And that's, for me, is after I optimized an offer, right? So if we're now looking at your community and we say, okay, it's, around 3-ish% conversion rate, then you would, if everything goes right, have 6 paying members by now. So also just to put it in perspective, right? Then, like you said, it has a little bit higher entry point for them. $29 a month might actually be a lot for them. So I would always recommend starting with a founding members price that's below $10 just to make it easier. And then having the different option offers in your classroom in the freemium, just like so, where when a member sees it, they see, hey, unlock this for $12, $17, $11, or get it for free in the $7 premium version of this membership. That's the way how I would work up. And then what you need to be mindful of is like, how do you structure that conversion pathway in the most ideal world? Right now, you're just not getting even enough traffic through to even measure if iterations to your strategy or offers work. So more traffic, trying to make this as seamless as possible, reduce the amount of questions. Since you can't do instant approval on the hobby plan, and if you don't want to upgrade, just make sure you're logging on multiple times a day, approving members, reaching out to them with a personalized Loom immediately, right? Connecting with them. What got you here? What are you looking to find in the community? Still in the very beginning, currently having this founding members thing, but also developing the community. I'd love to hear from you what you need, right? So being in that conversation, and then making sure you have those option offers available for people. I do understand that this is a freemium community in a space where we don't necessarily want to make the discussions public, because for most other communities, I would recommend just making the feed public, right? So that people can already see the value that's in there, and they can see the value that's in the classroom, and you can basically use the classroom for retargeting. That's what I would recommend for most communities, but because your topic is so sensitive, we actually cannot work with this. So the better next hypothesis for us is to reduce friction as much as possible, right? And then figure out that onboarding and creating the option offers in the community, and then seeing if we cannot actually sell those option offers and turn the community paid right away. Because if you have the freemium community and you can't make it public, it's harder to make the strategy work. So that was a lot. Let me summarize it for you here in writing as well, so my answer is not too all over the place. Okay. Consider if the pro plan would be more beneficial for you, even just for a month, to be able to drive traffic with ads, validate the offers, and use instant approval. Okay? If not, that's fine. Still, please shorten the onboarding experience. Less questions. Welcome everyone with a personalized Loom. Plan out your classroom with option offers priced between $11 and $27 that people can get for free on your premium plan. Start the premium plan at a lower rate, $7, and once validated, use price increase launches to get to your desired price point after turning the community paid. I think for you that might be something in the future to work with a free trial offer, because again, you cannot use the freemium the way a lot of people will be able to use it by keeping the feed public, because you have such a sensitive topic. That's why I would highly recommend you test with cold traffic, so that you know if you have an offer that you can lead people into a paid community. Because otherwise it could get really like a little bit of an uphill battle for you. So those will be the recommendations. Please, if you have any questions, let me know for the next Q&A. Okay, next up we have a question by Gio, and I'm answering around the 53-minute mark. Oh no, where am I? Wrong community. What's the question, lovely Gio? My current situation is I just launched my new Habit School community and started ads. My desired situation is to become very good at testing new ads to scale. My problem is I'm not sure what to do with a winning call-out ad. My question is, how do I turn a call-out ad into multiple formats, especially video? For example, if you think in terms of ROI and you want 80% consistency for 3 minutes a day, I want you to join Zero Willpower Habits. I can think of some visual ideas, but not sure if there are proven archetypes to start with. Okay, let me go through and let me show you what's been working on my account. So let's go here. Okay, the mock-up, always a good one. So we want to do test mock-up for sure with the call out. Then your about pitch video. I hope you tested that one. About pitch cover. Another mock-up, another quote, lifestyle images. Oh, I think you have not done lifestyle images. So on the lifestyle images, your winning hook basically just becomes the first line here of the copy. Screenshot of numbers is here. Another lifestyle. These infographic ones are definitely to test. This was one of the video game ones that came through. I think a video game for you would be a really, really fun concept to test. Just in your style, your branding, I think that would be one that I would. So probably lowest hanging fruit is lifestyle, because you don't have it yet. And then after that, I'd probably do infographic and then video games. So these are just in all kind of different, I just did in all kind of different art styles. That was a lot of ads like that we generated and tested. Basically just having different art styles for the callouts. Let me just see if I have the art style generator in Claude. Then I can share it with you guys. Actually, because I sent them always to my husband. He does that for me. He loves it so much. To do those. Stock images. Which one were these? These were the gaming ones. Just 1 second, guys. Trying to find it and then I can show you how to customize them. I think this was it. Let me just. I promise it will be worth it if I find it. Okay, I think this. Let me just test one to see if it was that. Now you'll also understand why I have the highest Gemini subscription. Okay, so she was like, give me all of them. But I want to obviously like give you what's working. So these are all the ones that I excavated here. And when I share them with you, I want to share like the line ones. Because then you can just customize it very easily. Oh yeah, I think it was this one. So not this. I think this was a flop. I think this was it. Let me just test the second one. Okay, what you can do is you can go ahead and take the link of this. I'm going to paste it in Skool for you here. And then you can head to customize. Oh yeah, it was this. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to grab the link from Skool, and then you want to say customize. And then we want to take your winning thingy that you said. Oh, sorry, I have it in your question. I'm not super bullish on videos, by the way. It's not working best on across all of the accounts at the moment. It's worth testing. But I would go as far as I can with the images first. Here. If you think in terms of ROI, that's actually a really crazy complicated call out, but I'm excited to hear that it performs. I forgot my glasses today. I can feel my headache. Okay, so please update this generator and replace the line grow your school in just 28 days with this exact line across all prompts. Right, and then you basically tailor it to your own needs so you can create your own images. And then you just go through and generate them. You can also test generating them in Gemini versus ChatGPT. ChatGPT sometimes creates like really, really gorgeous ones. So these were all the ones created with ChatGPT. And here you can see all the ones created with Nano Banana. Nano Banana is I would say it's sometimes a little bit more like sophisticated. But ChatGPT sometimes when it hits, it's like really, really good. So I think, for example, this is very pretty, not gonna lie. And you can also do multiple at a time. And I see the same prompt. Let's do the same prompt in both to kind of see the difference. And I would also make more variations of your statement for sure. So see right now it's basically regenerating this. If you think in terms of ROI and you want 80% consistency, this is my winning audience call out from my ad. Give that to me in all call out formats you can think of while still staying true to the core message. If you calculate everything in ROI in 3 minutes, 30%. Do you think in ROI want 80% consistency for just 3 minutes a day? What if 3 minutes a day gave you 80% of consistency, no willpower required? I like this, for example, right? Join the challenge that requires 0 willpower. So I'd also just see, how far can I stretch this? This is for the person. I like this too. Three minutes, 80% consistency, no willpower. Join the challenge. Join the habit challenge. And then then I would test my new formats, and once I'm ready to do video ads, I would then go in. So and here's what you can do as well. Go, for example, to my Instagram, or when you see an ad that you think is a winning ad, what you can do is take that ad and pull the transcript. So let me do this here. Where was it? Facebook post downloader, and the same you can do with Instagram. Is my connection there? Yes, right? Okay, so here's the post. I might actually need to tap into the video. I promise this will make sense. So basically videos that you think is like, oh, this is spot on, right? This is great. And don't look at your niche. Like just look at anything where you're like, oh, this really resonates with me and is a very good structure for a video. You want to download it. You can also record your screen. So Loom. Start recording. Entire screen, and then systems audio. Sorry that this is a little bit longer. Okay, so we pretend we recorded the full video. Most videos we should actually have just shorter. But the key is, I just want to show you, you want to get the transcript from any video you think is interesting from its structure that you could use as a guide, basically. Okay, I'm taking, because this would take a few minutes, I'm taking a transcript from another video to show you the example. And then what you want to say is, extract the exact rhythm and length, not content, from this video and write me a script for my offer starting with this hook. Now I take your winning hook that you gave me before, right? So every winning hook, you can do this. And then I attach more info about my offer. So it's just about the rhythm of it. This is why you can take any video you like. Okay. So first thing is winning message in more styles. Okay. Next step is more variations from the winning message. And then after that, next step is to write your video scripts based on them, right? And videos that have a proven structure, right? So think of short form content, think of ads, etc. But don't do it in your niche. So you don't copy basically from someone, because it's really just about the structure. So if you think in terms of ROI and you want 80% consistency for 3 minutes a day, I want you to join Zero Willpower Habits. Let me tell you why. My name is Gio. I'm a habit nerd who scaled my business from 0 to 11K monthly recurring revenue in 9 months. That's 370K in yearly revenue. I would probably not say that in 9 months. Not by grinding harder, not by pushing through, by building habits that make my results compound. I spent 5 years figuring out why habits advice doesn't work for entrepreneurs and what actually does. I run the Zero Willpower Habits, which is where I spend most of my time, right? So now obviously it bores us a little bit, but you can really do this with any video script where you like, this is working. I wonder what this would look in my colors. And again, it will not take your content, and it will not take their content. It will take your content, but it will take why the video structure there is working. Okay, does that make sense? And that's the next layer of ads that you want to test. Okay, wonderful. I just watched the replay and makes sense. I'll test with lower pricing, free tiers. Follow-up question: how do you plan to execute the new additions to the VIP tier and support? So with the team, we have a tracker, and basically everybody who joins new has this as a limited time offer, that there is the monthly strategy review. That will be a form where they have to fill in certain details, and then it's a short video feedback, basically detailed from me, and then the team checks in the meantime. So it's like a key account management. Yo, Evelyn, did you know I'm also from the Schnitzel country? I did not know, Jan, but you're probably from Germany. I'm from Austria, so our Schnitzel is better. No, I don't want to pick a fight. And maybe you're from Austria. Jan just sounds like a German name. All the offer ads, the markup is winning. Yeah. Glad to hear that, and yeah, I'm really excited to see what ads you're coming up with. Yeah. Okay, so also wondering about the monthly check-in with the VIP tier. What form will that take? I'm working on it right now. I just tested silently if it impacts the annual upgrade rate before I officially rolled it out. So it's not a decided thing yet. It is an ad test. But once it's a decided thing, I'll let everyone know. I love that. Let's go. Okay, so where are we? We need to close tabs. That's for sure. And then we need to get the next question here pulled up and answering it around the 1 hour and 14-minute mark. Thank you. And my person asking me the question is Mariana. And I'm excited to dive in. Okay, Mariana, what you got for me? My current situation is a free school community life shift cycle, a 12 months conscious journey with monthly challenges and no 0 days philosophy. I like it. Currently 6 members, 2 somewhat active. I'm also working part-time as a German teacher. Okay, my desired situation is I want to grow to 100 members in my free community, then test a $7 per month paid tier, live meditation 3 times a week, long-term 1,000 paid members so I can leave my teaching job. My problem is I don't know the smartest first step to get eyeballs. Should I run validation ads? No experience yet. Grow organically on social media? Feels slow and overwhelming. Or build an email list with a lead magnet? I'm stuck in analysis paralysis. My question is, with a limited time and budget, what's the fastest way to validate if my community concept is attractive enough and get my first 100 members? And what would you change about how I describe the life shift circle? Beautiful questions, and I can tell you paid attention because you already talk about the validation ads, and that's exactly where, if I was in your situation, that's exactly where I would be, because I don't want to, waste my time either, especially with limited time available. Okay, so 12 months conscious traveling, meditation, body routines, senses. Stick with it together, make small progress, no 0 days, no esoteric. Okay, so you're very clear on that. Consciousness. Okay, so this is about consciousness, basically. Okay, so you have 2 borrowed brands in there. We have consciousness, we have nervous system, and you want to structure it as a challenge format. So I really love this because basically every single challenge we create can be an offer into our world, and we can test every single challenge with ads, as in, is this bringing in people into our community to also know what will best get us clients in the future. So the way that I want you to think about this is basically you're not testing or positioning your community, you're testing and positioning the first and next monthly challenge that you're going to make. This is exactly how I started growing this community when I was still at the Role Model Labs. So I started with 1 workshop at a time. The first one was the relationship identity blocks. That did not hit as hard with the ads as then the School of Will was already doing better, right? And it was bringing people in at a great rate and profitable, because at that point I had turned it paid. And after that, I made the Money Mindset Workshop, and I was working equally well as the School of Will. And all of them together were growing the community really, really well, profitably with ads, basically to this point of monthly recurring revenue. So what I would consider doing is thinking about which of the challenges you want to test in which order. So I would use this part of Grow with Evelyn to conceptualize each challenge as an attraction offer, because ultimately once we turn the community paid, you want to think of like each of those monthly challenges, they should be able to stand alone, right? And then we can have your community, for example, still public, which I think would be very, very smart for a topic like yours. Public community, public classroom, right? There are a few things that are available for free, like your core philosophy, your free content, right? But then you have all of the monthly challenges, and they are, 17 or free with the premium plan. And you do one thing that I think could be problematic for where you are right now and where you can really slow yourself down and corner yourself is when you focus on like each month we all together do this. Because in the beginning, yes, each month there will be a new thing and you guys will do it. But as you then start to go paid, people should be coming in and they should be able to choose, right, what is mostly helpful for me right now, because then you can also replicate that strategy of what I have, right? It's not ads to grow with Evelyn, it is ads to the traffic challenge inside, it adds to launch challenge inside, it adds to the attraction offer challenge inside, right? So it gives you multiple pathways for different buying personas, all with relatively small ad budgets, 150, 200, 250, 300 euros a day, right? But where you can actually break even, because you just need those few buyers every single day that Facebook needs to find you, that come in your community for that specific offer. And it's a very profitable way for memberships to grow as they expand. And it's also a very smart way to build, because all of the things in your membership, they feel like these closed off solutions, right? And you can make the membership maximum marketable by just guessing and testing one of the offers at a time. So that's what I would consider. Now I cannot find you anymore. Oh, because it was here. So I would less be worried about the overall community positioning, although we also need to validate that and see, how many members can we get in, and make it public too. I think you did. Good job, you did. But really building out that classroom and always promoting it like, hey, we're running this free challenge live now inside the community, right? So you advertise that challenge based on the cost of the lead getting into your community. We see how well it hits, right? And if we have one that is like people are really coming in like crazy, we can then try to start making things paid. So for example, you always do it live for free the first time you deliver it, and for 48 hours, and then people can purchase the replay or get it for free in the premium tier of your membership. That's how I would roll into paid in your case. Yeah, you don't have the plan set up. So I would have it as a freemium community. It's public, just like you have it here. Perfect. Don't force yourself to a monthly cadence. Think one challenge or workshop offer at a time in here that you're doing with people. You advertise one workshop challenge offer at a time with the complete registration ads, right? You deliver it free live. You let people know if you want to have the ongoing replay to it, you can now buy it in the pre-sale for 5 euros. Later on, it's going to be 17 or for free in our premium tier, right? So you really need to play this via tiers and by validating the different offers that then will stack up to your membership. But the monthly cadence and just being able to build out one at a time, and then even having to stick to some that are not marketable, that's going to corner you, and it's going to cost you time, and it's going to prevent you from finding what ultimately has the ultimate product to market fit, right? Because even here in Grow with Evelyn, these offers, they are attractive in a different capacity. The traffic challenge is the most attractive one. I can spend most money, most profitable on it. The next one after that so far is the school branding kit, right? So, and when I tried the trial max, it did not work at all, right? So you need to think of like one profitable offer at a time that all stack up to your complete journey, right? And you can still use that commitment angle where you say commit to a full year of working on your consciousness and nervous system. That's how I would, by the way, position it. It's consciousness and nervous system work, because those are two super strong board brands. And you can already set up your tiers, right? And say founding members price, unlock ongoing access to all future workshops, challenges, and experiences. And then VIP, everything in premium, say 50%. And then I would add in your case, commit to consciousness to improving your consciousness for a full year. So that's how I would already start to think about it, and then start to build out the classroom, right, with the option offers. So I think you have to do it through offer creation and through validating one offer in there at a time. If you're setting yourself up for that promise of the 12-month journey, you're potentially committing to a year of doing things that are butter knives and will be loved by members who get it and who are inside, but it's not aggressive growth that will get you to your ultimate goal. Because for aggressive growth, you have to have offers that work and click with cold traffic so they can bring you in members while you working on serving your members. I would 100% not be anywhere if I would not have my paid traffic. Look at what I'm doing in the traffic challenge mostly, right? Look where I'm spending most of my time. Most of my time is spent on ads. And it sounds like a lot, but once you have the rhythm of it, it takes me on a day where I launch a campaign about 40 minutes to really get a ton of new ads ready and the campaign set up. And that includes me walking you guys through the results as well, right? So that's much more manageable than even starting with YouTube or social media at this point in time. Plus, when you have the ads validated first, once you start making YouTube content and social media, you're doing it for the right thing, because here as well, you can now commit to this and do this for a full year. And then at the end of the year, you're like, oh, people didn't want a 12-month journey. They actually just wanted that workshop about being conscious, more conscious with your money, and really try to think like really leaning into the topics that feel like bleeding neck problems for people, right? Relationship topics often are. It's the big three in info business: health, wealth, relationships. In there's different sub problems to solve, and when you come in here, there's a lot of borrowed brands you can cross layer with what you have. So you already have consciousness and nervous system. You need to be conscious enough. You need to have your nervous system to solve which other problem, right? And I would more go through and be like, okay, what are other problems people really, really want to solve, right? So let's go into, for example, money. Money is such a blatant one, right? And I'm not sure if you want to go into it, but just to show you what, if I had to make it sell, right? What would I immediately try to go into? Yeah, probably I would go into something like, okay, and obviously you have to have the expertise in it. But it's like, okay, money blocks, being more conscious around money and regulating your nervous system around it, right? And the way you market it is not that you say, oh, I help you make more money, but it's like, I just help you be more conscious around your money. Where is it going? How does it feel when we're spending, right? Where, and just creating more awareness around what we're doing with it. How does your nervous system react to certain money topics? Like, are you feeling bad if a letter comes, right? So what's just becoming more conscious of your relationship to money to see where your blocks are. That does not say you will be a millionaire with this workshop. It's like, no, hey, are you conscious enough around your money, right? So my goal is also to be more conscious around my money. Let me take you on a journey with me. I am trying to solve, I'm trying to notice my own money blocks, right? Become more conscious around this topic. Here's how I'm approaching this solution. And this is just a very, if you want to go like for where most people would then feel like, oh yeah, this is actually a bleeding neck problem, because I do have these letters that I don't dare to open, right? Or I do struggle with checking my bank account, or I'm actually not knowing where my money is going. I'm not even conscious of where I'm spending, right? I'm not conscious of my patterns here. So you can do your type of work in any niche that people are like, I deeply care about this because I am like in this state right now. So you want to be very, very smart, like when picking your topics, tailor it to something that is relevant for most people like right now, so that the consciousness work that they actually need to do does not feel like a nice to have. Because otherwise, you're underselling, and this is something that I see, because you're already very, like approaching it super practical with no 0 days, etc. So it should not feel like a nice to have for people, because it will be utterly life-changing for them if they take it seriously. So you just have to meet them where their attention is right now, if that makes sense. So that's how I would think about this. And then I would really think about one workshop, one solution, really, really making it good for myself, trialing it, talking about it, and then sharing like that solution and testing it with members. One high quality experience solution at a time, right? And then eventually one of them will click to an extent where it's like, oh yeah, people love this so much. I have so much social proof around this. This is working so well for myself. It's a it's a point in time where I should make it paid. I sold it a few times on the pre-sale, a few times on the resale. People are clearly willing to pay for it, right? And then you can jump into that. So that's how I would approach thinking about this. How do you run ads to a challenge to test it and then not deliver it? Sorry, I'm new here. So you can do this in different ways. For example, what you can say is, hey, I'm thinking about creating this workshop in my community. If I have enough people joining, I will deliver it for free and live with the replay for 48 hours. If this is something you think you need, join. It's free. And if we have enough people, I hope to see you there, right? So you can be ultra transparent around it. Or you can also say for yourself, you know what, I really believe in this. I want to create this next for the space anyways. Let me actually, no matter what happens, move ahead with a minimum viable version of it, because I know I will use the transcript for further creation of my work, right? So I tend to do between the both of them, right? So sometimes I'm like, hey, for example, I just posted here in the community. So we're completely transparent about it, right? People know where we stand with the offer creation. Where did I? Enough. I think I said, would this be helpful? That's what I always say. So would this be helpful? I just started a new community here, and I would basically document how I build out the in-school offers for that community. If this post gets more than 100 likes, I'll document it and create this new course from it. Got over 100 likes, it's validated, now I'm going to move ahead with it, right? But now I have attention and buy-in, and I know I'm not wasting my time. You can do the same with the workshops. And sometimes you just believe in something so much that you actually need to build out this resource, that you say, hey, I'm going to run this workshop live. It's going to be free, live, and for 24 to 48 hours. If you want to have free access, come join us here. And then in there, you can also let them know, hey, by the way, if you want to secure the replay, right now I have a pre-sale price on it. So all you'd have to do is click this link here in the classroom, and you also will get bonus resources after the workshop and that discounted price, right? So it's a really good idea for you. If people already say, oh, I'll probably want a replay of this, you know, you have a really attractive idea, right? And then after the workshop, you say, hey guys, the pre-sale price is closing out. You can still, while it's live and the replay is available, buy it for the pre-sale price. After that, the price, for example, doubles, right? Which is approximately the right thing, like right price range where people consider buying it now. And then you see before the workshop, after the workshop, before you increase the price, how many people are buying it. And if you have people from a percentage perspective to the overall audience size that you have that have been exposed to the offer in a high enough range, you know, okay, people are willing to pay for this. I might try to turn this into a paid offer anyways, that people can get for free in the premium tier of my community. So that's how we want to think about it. If you want to quickly share, because you're a VIP member, if you want to quickly share your question below, I'm very happy to answer it. Yeah, submit your question. Just put it here or put it under in the form. Welcome. Our community is about connection, culture, and belonging, not about classroom training, etc. What's the best way to advertise a culture-focused community like ours? Will ads work? That's gonna be difficult to sell the culture and community just in ads, because you have to be in it to experience it. The thing you can test with ads right away is to do a limited free trial to experience it, and advertise basically with member testimonials, where you say, hey, so what's this community like? Why are you here? What would you say to somebody who sees this ad and thinks about joining? That's one hypothesis if you want to do that. The other hypothesis would be to say, should we let a classroom emerge from the work that we're doing in the community, right? So classroom content can also be something collaborative. So for example, I asked about engagement strategies. And so members shared like, hey, what are the best engagement strategies? And what I could do is I could be like, hey, we are a community that is all about collaboration and culture. Together, we surfaced the 50 best engagement hacks to engage your community. It's now available in the classroom. Join with the free trial, get instant access to this, and experience the community itself and how it makes all the difference. Stop being overwhelmed by content, start making real progress, and find belonging today. So that would be an idea to really sell it, would be to co-create a resource, right? And then gift it inside the free trial and make that invitation to have that experience. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really need to grow my mini membership and main membership. If I can't grow it, I might have to close it because it's not profitable with the amount of time I pour in. Okay. I'm running ads to the mini at the moment. Unfortunately, started a campaign with just the audience call-out ads. Only afterwards I watched your video full and run with a guide. I stopped the ads because it did not perform and set up a new one with the basic ads. It has heartbeat with a few sales on day 2, 3, and 4, but no sale yesterday. Okay, I wonder if I should still add the audience call-out ads to this campaign now, even though they did not perform in the other campaign. Also, the sales might have come from a reel which was performing well. Okay, so if you didn't get a sale on the call-out ads, I would not add them to the campaign. If you know that there is a reel that's performing well, that might have gotten the sales, I would try to lean in and test more reel ads next. So we definitely have the heartbeat. We just need to find the winning ad here. So what I would focus on next would be testing more reels as the ads, and then looking at that data again to see if that makes it viable, okay? Also, I'm not sure, love, did we test ads to the workshop as an option offer ever? Where are we there in the funnel? I don't know the latest status of this. Please, if you could let me know. Thank you. But clear call is Reels ads. And even that reel that was performing well as an ad, if you haven't yet. Awesome, thank you. We did not. Okay, so let's make those 2 points of focus. Reel ads first for the mini membership, testing it thoroughly. Then one more set of audience call-out ads. And I would love for you to submit them in an editable Canva file for the next Q&A. Just submit now. Just always submit, because the Q&A will happen, right? And then I would see before the Q&A if you have multiple submissions, and I would check, if I can consolidate them. So I'd rather have you submitting at that time when you have the question and later on realize my question has changed and you update it, rather than you not submitting. So submit those ads for me, and also ideally a video for me with the numbers of those ads, and go and test the video ads next. And then we're going to test the option funnel if we can. That would be wonderful. Okay. So next up I have Nadine, and I'm answering around the 1 hour and 38-minute mark. Okay, there's a good question from Sam as well that I want to catch. So I'm just watching this live. When you were talking about public community, how do you know when it should be public or private? So I would say level of sensitivity of the topic. Illness, mental health, etc. would not be suited for a public community unless heavily moderated, right? So you have to protect members that might not realize like this is all public everywhere, and let them know that this is public community whenever it's in a sensitive topic. So the core questions for submitting, that's for our premium and VIP members. Yeah, you are premium members, so let me just quickly show you where to find it. So as a premium member, you can submit here. There you go. All right. So now it's Nadine's question. Let's go. My current situation, I have a freemium community around investing for women with 59 members with 10 premium or VIP members. Premium is monthly payment of 11. VIP is annual payment of 99, which I launched in July organically. The freemium is focused on exchange about topics, but not so much a course. After thinking about how to go further with my business, I launched a year-long program, also a community on Skool with 3 clients right now. My desired situation is to find a way that my freemium community is a good lead magnet for my yearly program, if that's possible. My problem is that I'm stuck, as I have gotten the feedback that some don't even want to do a full course and are happy with my freemium and the monthly call for the premium and VIP members. My question is, with your experience, what would be your recommendation on how to proceed? For now, I offer payment for the yearly program outside of Skool, as the payment options are limited for Germans and lots of my clients with PayPal. So I don't know if the 7-day free trial plus challenge setup for my yearly program would work. I love this question. So Nadine, what I found is that it's very hard for people to commit to extended periods of time, even if they love to work with you, right? So I even had this in my mastermind where for people that commitment for a full year, it's just something they really, really have to think about. And they need a lot of trust for it. So what I did here for this freemium community was that I have introduced a VIP tier for only 10 people, where it's $297 a month for 90 minutes with me. And I did this, to first off have a foundation for the community, because I'm running it as an example community. I don't want to cross finance from other communities. I want to show how the community starts and funds and carries and grows itself. So I wanted to have it as a starting point there. And at the same time, I wanted to have the members that are a great fit for this community, that are really like my ideal clients in that sense. I wanted to have close connection with them so I can see what are they thinking about, what's their level of knowledge with AI, like where are they struggling with. And that is a really, really good foundation for that one-to-one. And from there, I think people can be guided into a year-long program, etc., by just offering them a discount, for example, on it. But I believe that the year-long container can just be a very, very hard commitment if they don't have that full like trust relationship with you, and even more important, vision for themselves. So I would recommend actually having that as a step in between. That will then also allow you to keep pouring back into the growth of your freemium community, get to a very comfortable level from there, and then just have basically people trickling into the annual as it is a good fit for them and for you as well. That's how personally I would see it, because it is a huge commitment for them and for you. And I think that this might be a great step in between to get them to the point where they see the vision, but also to help you understand how that space needs to be shaped for people to really take that step. So that's what I would recommend here. And I just added the premium as the VIP tier for the community. And once it was full, I then switched it up to basically just have the pre-sale of the founding members resources, the 49 for the annual. And this place, basically, I just swapped with the 49 for the annual of this in the freemium community. So I think that's a really good way to get to a good point of the community MRR health so that it can fund its growth, but also to work with the people one-to-one that you need to work with to understand how to shape all of the offers across the full community and offer suite spectrum. All right, so thank you so much. Thank you, Iris. Okay, I added a question to grow with Evelyn to join me live. Post if you still have time for it. I'd be so grateful if you answer it. Okay, let's catch it here. Let me just see how many questions I still got here. So Nadine is done. And then, yeah, okay, that works. Okay. So, Nikki. Answering around the 1 hour 46-minute mark. If you have time for one more question, okay, I ran a New Year related ad with the New Year visual you shared with us before and found some winning ones, plus had a few raise your hand winners too. When I consolidated them into one campaign, they dried up, no sales, and then eventually the original campaign became too expensive too, and I stopped them all. Would it be a good idea for me to perhaps try again with the winning ads in a new campaign? Yes, I would do that, and you also need to test new ads as well. Also, so you've seen me doing this in the traffic challenge. When I have this phase where I need to figure something out, like the next offer to stack on top of it, I will launch almost every single day until I hit something. And so that's a little bit the mindset you want to be at. Is like, I want to launch every day to 48 hours and really go hard on finding what's working right now. Also, shall I try the winning New Year copy with some new visuals about the New Year, or shall I move on and focus on creating some ads about school offers I already have available in the community that I can package as an offer in the community? Thank you in advance if this fits into your Q&A. All of it, right? So like we want to be you. The way I envision myself always when I'm in that stage, right? So it's like I have to find a new offer that works. I need to be, you know how you have those ball machines in tennis and it's like throwing your ball. I'm like this, like spaghetti on the wall, go, just relentless throwing until you're like, boom, it gets daily sales. I have something to lean on and expand again, right? So all of it. Priority wise, you already have the ads that have been working. Relaunch in a new campaign, give it 48 hours. While it does that, you can move to the New Year's ad and try it, right? And maybe adjust the messaging. Try it as is, right? With adjustment of the creative. Then try a version where it's like, hey, we're just into the new year. How are your goals going, etc. Right? So you can already tailor it a little bit to what's going on now, and I think long term that will be the biggest lever for you would be, but right now you just want to make sure sales trickle in so your data set can learn. Long-term best thing would be to repackage things in the classroom, and you have so much beautiful content. I hope you've seen the Notebook LM video that I did. There's probably so much gold in there too, right? And think of those formats that I recommend. Could it be an A to Z prompt library? Could it be, or like their A to Z library workshop, done for you digital product with added value. Like think of those roadmap and synthesize what you already created as in content into those new offers, and then test again all of the ads for them as well. and one will come through. All right, so next question I am answering around the 1 hour and 49-minute mark. And the question is by Shelley Parkin. Okay. There you go. 1 hour, 49-minute mark. Let me go for the question here. So, my current situation is I'm launching the Leadership Lounge, a school community for social workers and human service professionals stepping into their first leadership role. I'm in the early stages, working towards getting my first 10 members, and have been building out the foundational content and structure. I want to feel confident that the foundations are solid enough to shift my focus to driving traffic and getting members. I'd love to know that new members will have clear, valuable experience when they join so I can put my energy into visibility and growth. My problem is I'm feeling a bit unsure about whether I've covered the essentials well enough before I start promoting it. I want to make sure the onboarding, navigation, and initial member experience are set up properly so people don't join and feel confused or overwhelmed. My question is, could you review my community structure and give me feedback on what's working and what needs attention before I start driving traffic? I'd love another set of eyes on them to confirm foundations are solid and flag anything I'm missing. Absolutely. I just want to introduce that mindset that our community will constantly shift, evolve. And I love that you put a lot of care into having a really solid like starting foundation for them. And be prepared that as you get the insights from the traffic and the marketing, your product and community will shift quite a bit. Okay, so where human service professionals navigate the practitioner to leader transition together, expert guidance, peer support, practical tools. The transition from practitioner to leader in human services is one of the hardest shifts you'll make. You were promoted because you're brilliant at helping people, but now you're expected to manage teams, navigate politics, and make strategic decisions. Nobody prepared you for this, and it can feel incredibly lonely. And that is why I created the Leadership Lounge, a space for social workers, counselors. So, mm, we just need to make sure that they instantly feel called out, because Leadership Lounge that like so many people can, in business, etc. So just so people are immediately clear what it's about, I would pull this to the top and I would say for social workers, counselors, mental health practitioners, and community workers stepping into leadership roles. So I would have this at the top, and then going to the transition can be difficult. And if this is your journey, I would also want to see it, because I want to know who's guiding me. So we want to update your profile, love, and make sure that it also shares your authority in this space. You have the community open, that's great. Okay, good. Wins. I would try to shorten this. General, just wins. Say introductions, just introductions, peer support, urgent help, resource request, updates. So just shorten them a little bit. These make sense. Start here to the Leadership Lounge. School app. I love that you have that. How to use the community. What would add massive value is to just have a video that basically walks them through it, because people hate to read. And show the calendar, right? Because they're like, the calendar, okay, so where do I see the calendar? Show it, link it, ideally have a short video. Resource drops, monthly masterclass. Premium membership, okay. This is good. Next step. So I would only make sure to add the videos. Let me see if you have the plans set up. I don't think you have the plan set up yet. So there should be a way for them to go through. Oh, because I didn't join the group. Sorry. That's why. I still can't get through to the plans. Let me see. Oh, because my membership is still pending. Okay. I'd probably try the instant approval. I know you have a hobby community. So just we need to be on top of it. Resource library, monthly masterclasses, leadership lead. Okay, this is great. Honestly, I think it's great. I would just try to make sure to add the videos in here. Really short looms, like 1 to 2 minutes. Make a suggestion, upcoming live training, masterclasses. So if it's not there yet, I would either have it with coming soon labeled each, or I would not add it yet. This is great. I would just put the date of the next call. And in the beginning, I wouldn't necessarily add Q&As. I would just have it like as a live call. And then you can see, because if you, or you can also do it Q&A, but you can basically just have some questions that people would ask and say, so here are some of the most questions that I got. I also don't know you right now. I don't know who you are. So we need to have it on the about page and some sort of here like, hey, this is me. Here's why I create a space. This is my purpose. This is my story, etc. But overall, like really, really solid starting point. And very good work on this. Yes, please use it. Okay, so next question we have from Kathy and then from Erica. I'm answering around the 1 hour 57-minute mark. Okay, so my current situation, I've made progress on the Scrappy workshop slides using Notebook LM and have the workshop direction established and welcome post created in the classroom. Perfect. While setting up the events in school, I preliminary scheduled the workshop for the 30th of January. Perfect. I started ranking on Discovery a few days ago. I'm ranking 4274 in tech. Bravo. My desired situation is I want to finalize the workshop timeline and confidently sequence ads and emails traffic around it. I want to make sure the date gives enough runway to support promotion without slowing momentum. I need clarity on whether the January 30th date provides enough lead time to run ads and share to my email list, or if moving the workshop to February would be more effective. I want to align the workshop date with the rest of the launch pieces. Given the process on the workshop and the current community setup, could I keep the 30th workshop date or move it to February to allow sufficient runway for ads and email traffic? When can I invite the hot email subscribers mentioned to my 30K list in relation to starting ads too? Perfect question. Okay, so let me just see what you got so far from the workshop. If it's very much in the right direction, I think we can be rolling like very, very soon. And maybe stop sharing because you probably don't want to give away like too much of it. The conversation is loud and frank. It's terrifying. Am I ruining my child? Oh, I love that you have the screenshots here. Yes. Mm-hmm. pain points are clearly there. So I maybe want to give for everyone, we're making Kathy's first workshop for the community as her core content. And when we do that, we basically want to give like an overview, the scope of problems. And so her community will be about AI in homeschooling. So there's many problems she identified where AI can help in homeschooling. And so she was like, which workshop should I start with? And I said, we should actually start with an overview workshop that addresses all of those problems and gives a bird's eye overview of how to think about it when using AI. So people even become awareness, right? And also kind of the general challenges and problems with it. So people get an understanding of what are all the things that they need to consider and all the things that you can help them with. Often if we start with like with the content too narrow, right, people can say, oh, this community is just about this topic. So that's why I recommended basically having an overview workshop that basically then also leads into what are all the problems she can help with, and those will become the separate classrooms. Burnout, yes. I like it. The only thing where it's that what is not so visible here is the dangers of using AI in your homeschool with your kids without proper AI literacy and guidance. So I think that the workshop definitely is already there. I think it's beautiful. Just make a few, and it's from the presenter's view overview, right? What I'm just missing in here is using AI in a literate way. What are the ethical and security concerns if we don't do that, right? So I feel like that is missing. And whenever we talk in AI certification around the ethics and the safety and the concerns around that, people are like, holy cow, I never considered that, right? Because we're using these tools so carelessly, we were using them so trusting the type of data we input about our child, right? So we want to be mindful in these regards. And we also want to be knowing like, okay, so what are the areas we should be competent in? Should, to have, I always say, ethical, efficient, and effective outputs as well as safe outputs. So I think that angle is missing from the workshop. Everything else is there. And with that, the 30th is absolutely early enough out. So what I would probably do is I would now record myself giving this workshop with the current slides and just weaving in everything that I want to say. So just ramble it through like one time so you have that long recording. Then take that long recording, clean it up with Claude, right? And say, make this like really cohesive, presenter's guide, everything that's in the workshop, and then go back to Notebook LM, start a new notebook and make the new presentation for that. And then from that transcript that you have of the workshop you already have delivered as well, you can then make your resources like, safety and efficiency checklist, as well as, ideas on what we can do. So then you can synthesize and extract from that transcript tangible resources as well. Cheat sheets, workbooks, checklists, quiz, like where are you in the journey? Because we can also use those as lead magnets, as goodies, etc. So do that ideally today, tomorrow, whenever you have time, ramble through the workshop, get it to its final version. Then we have the transcript that we can use to create a couple of bonus resources that would be really helpful to make it richer. Then we can go ahead and we can create the mock-up for the workshop with the bonus resources. We can use the transcript as well to have different audience callouts, and we can use it to write our ad copy from there. And then ideally we start promoting on the 17th. We will have the numbers from the ads within 48 hours, right? So that's before the 20th, and that gives you enough time to then also promote to your list or fix if we need to. Because to promote to your list, realistically, we only need 5 days. So even if, we need to have multiple iterations before that, we will still have enough time. And we also will have that transcript for the emails, which will just make everything so much faster because we can actually base all of the promo materials on what you exactly will say in the workshop. I have a quiet 18K Facebook group for handmade business promotion, but it no longer fits my work. would you scrap it or realign it as a funnel to school? I think that there are still more people on Facebook than we think that still primarily use it. Before I would scratch it completely, I would probably try to see how many people are there currently to move over. And if there are people in there willing to move over, I'd probably try to revive it as a funnel because it's a big asset. Okay, next up we have Erica. And I'm answering around the 2-hour, 5-minute mark. Okay, so what's Erica's question? I'm running a webinar funnel, free webinar, $9 tripwire, 1,479 high ticket, and just completed my first webinar following your advice to optimize for tripwire purchases. Last webinar a week ago, I got 466 registrants, 90 attendees, 6 high ticket sales, bravo, and spent 382 on ads with a 23x ROAS. That's what we want to see. Okay, this time I'm only running a sales campaign optimizing for the $9 purchase, scale to 45 a day, and so far I have 129 registrations, 19 tripwire sales, and my next webinar is Wednesday. My desired situation, I want to make 7 figures this year by scaling my bootcamp income using a combination of ads and organic, but really focus on scaling with ads. I want to understand how to properly scale this webinar funnel with Andromeda, especially when to add the target cost campaign, if ever, whether I should run multiple campaigns simultaneously, and how to keep scaling profitably beyond 45 a day. I'm noticing fewer registration this time, and I don't know if it's because I'm only running sales campaigns, optimizing for purchase instead of also running the leads campaigns. I have one winning ad that's performing well, and I've created variations of it as per Adela's advice, but the original outperforms still. Adela suggested for me to keep the campaign on, not turn anything off, and just switch it to the next webinar date, which I plan to do. I don't know what I'm doing with ads, and I'm confused about the next steps. My questions are, what should my strategy be moving forward considering my numbers? Yeah, we need to scale it for sure. Like it's very good. So we want to check first thing, the high ticket sales, were they coming from somebody who was a lead and did not buy the tripwire, or was it coming mostly from people that bought the tripwire? Because that will give us a really good clue as in which of the campaigns, or if we should scale both of them. So please check that for me, right? Because based on the emails, you can see who just registered as a lead versus who also bought the tripwire. And if we see 4 of the high ticket purchases bought the tripwire, then we should still also run lead ads at this ROAS, right? If we have 2, but if all 6 of them bought the tripwire, we should only focus on the tripwire campaign. So that's something, an information that I would like to have. Now, the lower registration count is because you're just running the purchase campaign right now. Does that mean these people are more qualified, even though there are less of them? Typically, yes. But we should see what did it look like right now, and it's a number that we need to closely observe. Obviously, your sample size is really, really small. So at the moment, let's keep both campaigns running. With this ROAS, you definitely have the budget to also run the lead campaign on top of it. Can you review my current ad performance in Loom? Absolutely. So very proud of you. 23x ROAS is incredible. Getting 19 tripwire sales also validates the tripwire. What we can even try is to pull the tripwire to the front end as SLO, but we have like so much more room to go here with the funnel itself and the current ads. Okay, so let me just pull up the numbers here. It's a little bit too low. Just give me a second. Okay, so the short answer, I'm just starting to summarize where this loom is loading. Please check who of the high ticket buyers also bought the tripwire. Please turn on the leads campaign in addition to the sales campaign. Moving forward, we want to test all new ads with both campaigns. So you always launch 2 campaigns, 1 lead and 1 sales. When you launch new ads, I need you to launch new ads 2 to 3 times per week, minimum 10 to 15 ads per ad set. Okay. Because now we're really getting into scaling. Okay. So okay, let me see. 19 purchases. Very good. Very good cost per purchase. Holy cow. Double check and let me know how order bumps are converting. Please double check and let me know how the order bumps are converting. You have a winning tripwire. This is so massive, and I'm so happy that you found it on the first run. That's really, really cool. How the order bumps are selling and what's because there's a lot of profitability in that as well, so we can scale much more aggressively. Very good. So what you can do here on this campaign, you can just increase the budget as well, right? So what we want to do is we want to go to $100 on this campaign right now, and then turn back on the lead campaign. You always want to have all of the ads, just leave them on. Perfect that we have this static image performing well, because then that means just more call out ads like this, we can use them, and we can translate this also into different formats, right? So today, earlier on the call, I shared the generator with Geo, right? So go back in here and see what I shared with Geo here. Because we can use the same generator for you as well. So this was Sam. Just give me 1 second here. Where's Geo? Here. So check this out and see how you can use this with your winning messages as well to make more formats. And also for how to make more video formats. So this is highly relevant for you too, love. If you want to start a YouTube channel in 2026, I want you in the free YouTube Masterclass format. Perfect. So we're just going to make this in all gorgeous colors, variations, etc. And more ads based on this winning message, right? So just like you saw, you'll see what I did for Geo, right? We will also, now I closed it, but we will also do the same for you. So just check what I said to Geo, because it's the exact same thing. It's true for you. We just need to find more callouts for you and translate this into more formats. So they all work together. You see that they have different amounts of reach, and Facebook will just funnel them in the right sequence. This is just your best top of funnel message as well. Don't turn anything off in here. Yeah, so she advised you completely correct. You want to do it in different formats. Use this generator that I gave to Geo and customize it for yourself. And always when you test new ads, you always test them in a new campaign, right? Separate new campaign, and you do 1 sales campaign, 1 leads campaign, and turn the leads campaign back on. So current campaign, you increase to $100 per day, increase current sales campaign $100 per day, turn leads campaign back on, create new leads plus sales campaign testing the winning call out in different formats. Yeah, this is going to be really, really fun to scale this. Okay, so let me see. Last but not least, I do have a question from Nicola. And I'm answering this one now with a Loom as well, because I think I need to give this to you. I don't think I've not seen you in Grow with Evelyn. Let me just see if I can find you in here now so I can tag you, because if you're an alumni, you should be in here. Oh yeah. What did I do? Okay. I probably just searched in the free community. Okay, Nicola. Oh, where are we? There we go. I'm answering your question around the 2 hour and 15-minute mark. Okay, let's go. I've been an Illumina member since the second round of coaching membership method Funnels and Ads Pro Days, but have not made use of my membership. I recently joined the first AI certification round and have been amazed and delighted with the work you shared recently. So I'm truly loving being back in your world. Thank you so much, and thank you for the long ongoing support. I want to continue to learn from you after the certification is ended, but I want to focus on the resources that are most helpful to market, teach, and approach you recommend now, as opposed to when I joined 2023. For example, to learn current thinking around Facebook ads, tiered membership communities, although I'm on Heartbeat, not Skool. Okay, so I'm a bit confused as to how to make the best use of your resources. There used to be a roadmap which was super helpful, but now I find it's tricky to see what's inside each course and figure out which I need, because then I can't remember what's inside the others. Of course, I do recognize there will be some overlap in your different audiences, but I'm trying to avoid watching hours of content to find it's duplicated or has not been replaced with later thinking. I fully understand this. Is there a clear roadmap of what's included in each course? It doesn't have to have links to the modules like before, just an overview of perhaps if you are this guide, is some of the course content of more value currently than others given the market? For example, have older courses like CMM have been overtaken by GWE? If there is a roadmap somewhere, then maybe a simple solution could just be a note that says which lesson superseded by later courses. Thank you so much. Okay, this is such a good question. So I think in a nutshell, there's kind of two paths that have crystallized like over time. Someone is more a coach and wants to more sell coaching and eventually coaching containers like a mastermind or a group coaching program. And so they're coming from that place. If you are in that place, my love, and let me just check your profile so I can see where you are. Executive coach helping mid-career professional get pay and raise promotion. Yes. So your central anchor point should be what we do in the AI in coaching certification for the marketing. It basically brings the best practices learned from coaching membership method, as well as what's been working for coaches in Grow with Evelyn together. I know it does use Skool as a vehicle, as the hub right now, and it is my recommendation to use it, even if you want to deliver your membership in a different container. The reason why I recommend Skool is because it basically, with the free community, you don't want to think of it as a community, more as a hub for your resources, your brand, your social proof, right? And your email list, because this has super high deliverability in people's inboxes because we're leveraging the Skool domain for deliverability. So it's highly effective. So this is like your newsletter as well as all of your free content organized really, really well, right? And being able to be found in search, as well as people can see the different offers that you have into your world. So I don't necessarily, say you have to have it to host your memberships, but you want to see it as as a coach right now, as this common central for building your personal brand, hosting your content, your lead magnets, sending your emails, and collecting social proof around who you are. This is really what's helping us, because on Skool we also own the audience. So it's not like social media. We can re-reach these people, right? So, and we can pixelate them really, really well, right? And we can make adjustments in real time, which can be much harder with a website. Plus, the websites, because we have the AI summary, they don't get as much reach anymore. But AI summary actually indexes this and leads from here into your communities and into the YouTube content. So this is why this is such an effective starting point. Why I also teach it like that in the AI and coaching certification. I know I had a few people that were like, oh yeah, but I want to focus on LinkedIn, for example, right? And then I want to say, if you have something there that's working for you, that is completely fine. I still recommend starting to build that digital real estate on Skool, even if you just go with the hobby plan, because of the email functionalities, because of the proof component, because of the indexing component, and the seamless storefront link into your offers. That's what's the best working right now, which is why I highly, highly recommend it. And so as like the foundation for your strategy, I would just look at that AI and coaching certification content from the big weekend. And then I would use Grow with Evelyn and the opportunity to ask questions like this as an additional resource, right? To get my feedback and eyeballs on it, and to help you execute, as well as the calls in the AI coaching certification to do that. Everything from coaching membership method that is working, it's pulled in its way in the right context into that. Everything from Grow with Evelyn that's important for it, it's pulled from the right context into that. And if you go and you implement it, you're like, I feel like I'm missing this piece, I can go and I can pull you that piece of the content. So I would say choose the AI and coaching certification as yours central hub, right? And from there, try to follow the big weekend and implement from there. And if you're like, I'm not sure how to apply this to my situation, etc., right? So then submit for the next Q&A, maybe a loom in addition to your question and say, look, here's my situation, I've gone through this, can you help me understand how this would apply to me, right? So I would say, make this your central hub. Everything you need from the other programs, we can use the Q&A here in Grow with Evelyn, as well as our calls in here, to basically pull all of the resources from the different places in the right place for you. A lot of the things that worked for now that we have the tiers, especially, right? Because when I started on Skool, we didn't have the tiers, but now with the tiers, a lot of the methods from coaching membership method, you can now rebuild exactly on Skool, which is amazing, right? So I would say that the content in coaching membership method now is even more relevant for Skool than it was a year ago, because you can now rebuild all of the things on Skool. So don't think it's and even like when we think of the ads, and Andromeda changed so much about the ads, the first type of ad you run is still the same. It only changes when you go into scaling, which is a part that I didn't even have in coaching membership method or funnels and ads to that extent, because I just now over the years helped more people with scaling, beyond a certain point, where just the simple offer validation ads is not enough anymore. And coaching certification is just rolling it out from that perspective of how does a coach do it. In Grow with Evelyn, I'm more leaning on the online educator, educational content creator, hobbyists, etc. Although there's still a lot that is like highly relevant for coaches, but the audience in Grow with Evelyn is more people that actually don't want to do one-to-one coaching. They try to do everything like just one-to-many, and more going into that direction of wanting to build that community product as their main money-making offer, versus the people in my coaching world, they want to have a community going, so they have that monthly recurring revenue pillow that is really, really comfortable and allows them to fund their growth. And from there, they get a lot of premium clients that they can cherry pick for one-to-ones, VIP days, retreats, whatnot, right? So it's just slightly different audiences. For what I've seen just from your profile, I think that should be your home. And all of the things that are relevant from all of the past experiences are being pulled in there. And if you get stuck somewhere and have a question, okay, how do I need to think about this? How do I need to implement it? Use this Q&A here always in addition to it, as well as also the course in the certification. All right, so I think now I've covered all the questions. We are at the time limit. There was no time limit because there's no follow-up call today. But I've got everything for the week. Now I'm going to see you in the community and in the next live Q&A. Thank you so much for having been on with me. I appreciate you, and bye for now.